With more than 260 primates to look after all year round, feeding time needs careful planning. The 25 species all have different dietary requirements, and they all need to be kept busy and active. The gibbon team are up to the challenging task, regularly coming up with interesting ways to enrich the lives of their primate charges. Today, primate care staff member Sian has devised a rather different hanging feeder for golden-cheeked gibbon Tio.
He's a very intelligent boy, so we're trying to get some enrichment that will actually make him work a little bit harder for. So there's some paper mache, and we're filling it with some little parcels. Within the parcels there's dates, some nuts and some popcorn. We've tied them up in a knot just to make it more difficult, and hopefully it'll just take him a little bit longer to get his enrichment for the day.
11-year-old Tio is one of the gibbons at the park displaying the most natural behaviours. He was reared by his parents Peanut and Pung Yo and grew up in the wonderful tree-filled enclosure they call home, along with older siblings Tien and Tia Nang.
He's a real handsome, full-grown, beautiful specimen of man. He really is lovely. He's got a wonderful personality. He's very laid back, he's very chilled, very easygoing kind of guy. And obviously because he's also young, very fit and agile, we try and give him a little bit more sort of stimulus with the different kind of puzzles and things as well, just to keep him busy and active, because he really is a very happy and full on energy kind of guy.
He's currently living on his own while the team try to find him a suitable partner. Today's hanging feeders are aimed at keeping him happy, busy and stimulated. Tio comes flying out, but the bright orange feeders hanging all over his enclosure leave him perplexed. They've been designed to spike his curiosity and give his brain and body a good workout. It certainly got him thinking, where on earth is breakfast? But he's a clever gibbon, and it's not long before he's ripping open one of the papier-mâché feeders. His long arms and slender fingers reach in easily and pull out the hidden parcels. Problem 2. The nuts and dates are wrapped in material. But Tio takes little time to open them and tuck into his morning meal. He's on a roll, methodically working through the feeders, demonstrating perfect balance on the hosing, and all the while remaining above ground.
Gibbons are really well adapted to life in the treetops. They would rarely ever come down to the ground in their natural environment. So they're used to having to work with their whole body up in those trees. And what you tend to see is that gibbons will hang by one hand, they'll use their other hand and their feet to obtain different treats. They'll then gather them up and then maybe sit down on the branch to actually eat them, or just carry on hanging from one hand and use that other hand to feed with. So again, it's just a way of getting him using as much of his body and interacting with things and doing something up high as well.
In the wild, gibbons mainly eat fruit and leaves, but supplement their diet with insects, eggs, and even small animals. A tough outer skin proves no problem. Their razor-sharp canines easily crack open tough shells, like today's offering of nuts. There's enough papier-mâché feeders to keep Tio interested all day long. And, as he's on his own, he can come and go as he pleases. Hopefully, the team will be as successful releasing dukes as they have been with pygmy lorises, one of Dao Tian's biggest successes. Unfortunately, they've had more mixed results when it comes to releasing golden-cheeked gibbons, also often the target of hunters and the black market trade. As part of their efforts, the team follow a strict protocol. Gibbons in the process of rehabilitation, or who will never be fit or well enough for release in the wild, are categorised as Phase 1 and kept in secure enclosures. The rest of the gibbons live in the Phase 2 semi-free areas on the island. These cover more than 20 hectares and help the gibbons get used to life in the trees before release. But the size of the island limits their ability to range, so the team need to supplement their diet daily. Along with Marina, there are 10 Vietnamese staff dedicated to feeding and caring for the primates. But the island also needs constant maintenance and infrastructure checks, and that's the responsibility of Marina's partner, Lee Butler.
We've got so much to get done. We've got 4 fence repairs to do, get them back operational. We've got cages to refurb. Every day there's something new happens, and every day, every inch of Dao Tien has to be checked.
For the last few weeks, Lee's been in a race against time trying to repair some of the protective fences surrounding the semi-free areas. During the COVID pandemic, it became impossible to keep everything in good working order, and there's been a lot of catching up to do.
I've decided is that we're going to take the cables out, which I've started, and then we'll get these all cut off.
There's a lot of fencing to check.
We've got a 850-metre fence line, and at least 2/3 of that needs some type of maintenance. And that's primarily on the overhang part, where some of the joints are actually snapped, where trees have come down, or the strain on the wire has pulled them back.
Lee's thumbs up from the final checks are what the team's been waiting for. It means they can now move Tung and Lewis, a pair of golden-cheeked gibbons, into the large semi-free area to start the next stage of their rehabilitation. This will free up space for the 3 dukes, Vu, Anna and Red, to be moved into a smaller enclosure where they'll have access to the trees. If everything goes to plan, the move will happen in the next 24 hours. It's an early start today for the team on Dao Tien. After weeks of planning and checks, it's time for the golden-cheeked gibbons to take the next step in their rehabilitation.
They've come from a cage. We can't just put them straight into Cat Tien National Park, so we actually create an area where we can give them part of the forest. This will help them brachiate better, it will improve their condition, and it will also train them to eat different types of leaf, different types of fruit, and then that process, hopefully they can then take to Cat Tien National Park when we do their release.
It's a far cry from where they came from. Tung, a 6-year-old female, was found abandoned in the car park of an apartment complex in Ho Chi Minh City. Lewis, the male, is a little younger and was found tied to a cage with a collar around his neck. Thanks to the dedication of the team at Dao Tien, they're now promising candidates for release back into the wild. Tung and Lewis are taken to a release cage within the semi-free area. They'll spend the night here getting used to the sights, sounds and smells of what will be their new home until they're ready for release.
This is a vital part of their rehabilitation, and we have to work hard toward understanding and making sure that they can do this next process before going to Cat Tien. The younger we can do it with the gibbons, the better and hopefully better success rate we'll have, because they'll have less imprint from human behavior and activity.
It's release day. Tung and Lewis are about to be let out into the large semi-free area, and the 3 Duke monkeys, whose health checks have come back all clear, have moved to their new caged enclosure, where they'll have daily access to a tree-filled outdoor space. But first up, the 2 golden-cheeked gibbons.
It's a huge step for them. They're young enough to be released, and this is their next vital step to being released back into Cat Tien National Park.
The pair have spent the night in a release cage, getting accustomed to their new surroundings. Now, they're anxious to be off. Mr. Dung, Dao Tian's head keeper, opens up the slide. Lewis doesn't hang about. And seconds later, Tung follows. They're soon up high exploring the tree canopy where they belong, totally at ease moving through the branches.
So far, they're doing well. First time since being youngsters, if they were taken from their parents in the forest, first time released into a forested area. And you know, they're just being gibbons. It's just amazing to see how dexterous, how agile, how effortless it is for them just to move around.
Lee and the team watch for a few minutes before leaving the pair to enjoy their freedom in the trees. While Paquita heads to recovery, there's been some cheering news over at the golden-cheeked gibbons. Female Alex has lived at the park for more than 20 years, but spent much of that time on her own, after having an arm amputated following an introduction that went wrong. She's been wary of new faces ever since. But when a male gibbon, Tito, recently lost his partner, Vieta, the primate care team decided to give Alex the opportunity to meet a new man. Much to their amazement, it seems to be working.
So we're really, really happy with how Alex and Tito are doing at the moment. There's no stress, you know, both of them are just going about their lives, which is great. So far, so good, and we really like the little baby steps that they're taking.
Today, Kat is refurbishing one of their outdoor enclosures to make it more suitable for Alex to move around before their first day outside together.
Oh, I think I need to get that in and bring it.
With only one arm, Alex can't brachiate as gibbons normally do when moving around, and needs plenty of extra hosing and branches.
Obviously, we've tried to make it as suitable for Alex as we can, but until we see her moving, we won't know whether there's any areas that don't really work for her. But that's okay, you know, we just make sure that she takes her time.
It's a big moment for Alex. She's with a new partner and having to negotiate a different enclosure. But with the pair getting on so well during their initial indoor introductions, Kat's hoping the experience outdoors will be positive too. Tito is first to take a look. He's a gentle male who was hand-reared at a French zoo after being orphaned at birth. To start with, Alex hangs back, checking everything out. Kat gives her some encouragement.
Good girl, come on in.
It does the trick. Alex begins tentatively exploring her new surroundings. Tito is the perfect gentleman, giving her time and space to get used to it all. Both gibbons seem at home in each other's company, even taking time out to groom each other. It's been a perfect day for the team.
To actually see Alex groom Tito and then sit there and allow Tito to groom her, it's a huge, huge thing for Alex to do. So for the whole team right now, it's huge seeing this. We really, really hope that it's going to continue and that they get to stay together for a good few years. Then that would just be fantastic for us all.
While black-shanked dukes Vu and Anna wait to be let out into the forest sanctuary in Dao Tien, some of the gibbons on the island aren't so fortunate. Although they've been rescued, they'll never be fit enough or well enough to be released back into the wild. However, along with the gibbons in the process of rehabilitation, they still get all the care and attention they need. This morning, Mr. Phuc, one of the Vietnamese staff, is making a unique form of enrichment from native plants.
It's a tam rau. Tam ruột. It's a Vietnamese fruit. It's so sweet. But it's quite ingenious what he's doing. He's making some banana leaf parcels. And all of it is just from the banana plant. But the banana leaf is when you take it from the plant, it's very brittle. And one way they overcome that is they actually put it over a naked flame. And then you can bend it. It's just ingenious. I've tried to make these and I can never tie them. I always end up breaking the tie, which is sort of the spine of the banana leaf. But it is really ingenious. Come on here.
The little banana plant parcel should challenge the gibbon's mental agility as they work out a way to unwrap it.
Okay.
Once the gibbons reach the fruit inside, the leaf is dropped to the floor. But it's done its job, encouraging the gibbons to handle and process their food. Releasing gibbons back into the forest has proved more tricky over the years. Their survival depends on a safe location, with enough fruiting trees of the right species. Back at the park in Dorset, the primate care team do their best to encourage the gibbons in their charge to replicate the natural behaviours of their wild counterparts. Today, Kat is giving golden-cheeked gibbons Kim and Tien fresh figs still on the branch. They're a key food in the wild and a perfect way of enabling the pair to feed more naturally.
This is how they would eat, so it's really exciting to actually give them something that is so natural for them. Giving them it up in the tree canopy as well, again, bringing in that really natural element for them. They're going to have to work for it. They're going to have to hang up there and really make a concerted effort to get all the food items and stuff. So hopefully they're going to really enjoy it, just keep their lives a bit interesting and stimulating, and to give them something different.
Kat is suspending the figs way up in the tree canopy.
Oh my God, it's heavy.
Using pulley feeders, gibbons are well adapted to finding food high up.
I would imagine that they will sit on this pulley feeder for a considerable period of time, grabbing as much of the fruit as they can and probably eating it quite quickly whilst they're hanging. So, you know, this is going to be a really nice workout for the guys and keeping them moving in their natural way. Stampede, Gibby, stampede. Whoa.
Tien is first out. As usual with anything new, he takes a moment to assess what's in front of him, allowing his mate Kim to take the plunge first. But even she isn't sure about the figs. Most of the fruit the pair receive in their weekly diet is commercially grown and a lot more ripe. These figs are more akin to what they would find in the wild. Some are hard and firm, and others ready to pick and eat. After a closer look, Kim and Tien start to gorge on the fruit. The tougher figs prove no problem for the gibbons, their large canines making short work of the outer skins. Kim and Tien have had a different life experience to most of the primates at the park, who've been rescued from a variety of circumstances.
These guys are actually both born here at the park, so they've been here their entire lives and they've grown up with parents, you know, so you can really see that difference in the way that they are as individual animals. You know, they don't have a lot of the hang-ups and issues that some of our other gibbons have. They're very settled in life and they're very comfortable with the environment that they're in as well. So they are really, really amazing individuals to just show that, you know, what can happen when you take rescued animals like Peanut, like Pungyo, Zoe, you know, put those guys together and, you know, they can go on and have healthy babies that they can rear by themselves that turn into these amazing, healthy, well-balanced adult animals as well. So, you know, it can work out long-term in the future. So it's a really fantastic story.
After a slow start, the figs have proved a success. Kim and Tien's magnificent tree-filled enclosure has allowed them to demonstrate the natural movements and abilities a healthy gibbon should have, as they've enjoyed their fruity breakfast. Across the park at the Siamangs, with Sam safely indoors at the main gibbon house,
Go. Move.
the team have returned to the gibbon support building to convince his partner Sasak to join him, so they can be quickly reunited. She's proving reluctant, so the team have given her a short break.
Come on, Sass.
The timeout works. This time, Sasak is persuaded into the box and loaded up to be taken straight to the main gibbon house.
Get in the driving seat.
Happy they're all in. It was a little bit stressful getting them there.
There she is.
Where the team quickly reunite the pair.
Hi.
Putting pairs back together after a stressful event can be difficult, but the team knows Sam and Sasak are so bonded they'll give each other comfort. And it's only a matter of minutes before they're settled, and Sarah can open up the slide to give them access to the outdoor area.
And then pop it.
This time, the two Siamangs don't hold back.
Yes, Sass. That didn't take long. That wasn't too bad. A little bit nervous, but yeah, curiosity got the better of them.
They're soon outside, exploring and getting accustomed to their new neighbours. The move has been a success, and the team can now get to work renovating the Siamang's house and enclosure. The job will take several months, and while they wait, Sam and Sasak will have a new world to interest them, and more noisy neighbours to compete with in the singing stakes. One of the park's longest loved-up couples are golden-cheeked gibbon pair Peanut and Pung Yo. They've been together for nearly 20 years and enjoy their wonderful tree-filled enclosure to the limit. Today, they're being given an unusual seasonal treat, medlar fruit complete with browse. Sarah is putting the distinctive fruit all around the outdoor enclosure, including some up high in a pulley feeder to encourage the kind of feeding behaviour seen naturally in the wild.
The medlar fruit is rich in amino acids and lots of vitamins like vitamin C, vitamin B1, vitamin A, really good for their immune system, very important as we're coming into the winter months with these guys. Peanut and Pung Yo, getting older in years, so we do have to keep an eye on their diet and their immune system.
The pair have had 3 offspring during their time together, although their relationship hasn't always been harmonious. But they've grown closer again in recent years.
Since the kids moved out, Peanut and Pung Yo have become a lot more calmer and gentler with each other. You see a lot more grooming sessions, and adding this nice natural enrichment might just help strengthen their bond even further. I mean, Peanut and Pung Yo, they've got a pretty good appetite, so I think this will be a winner.
Female Peanut is let out first and immediately makes a beeline for the hanging feeder. She loves her food and wastes no time tucking into the fruit, hanging by one arm and using her other to feed. Gibbons are well adapted to feeding high up in the tree canopy. Their shoulders, hands and wrists enable them to hang effortlessly for long periods of time while they eat. Pung Yo has selected an easier option below and is relishing the fruit. He's a vigilant male and keeps an eye on his surroundings to ensure there are no threats and everything is safe. The medlar fruits are full of seeds and are very fibrous. Those yet to ripen contain only low levels of sugar, meaning the primates can eat them in abundance. All the animals at the park have carefully controlled, balanced diets. Commercial shop-bought fruit is high in sugar content, so is a limited part of their diet. The pair have had their fill, but the medlar fruit will be left in situ for Peanut and Pung Yo to come back and enjoy over the next few days. Breakfast over, the devoted pair reaffirm their bonds with a grooming session. It's been a few weeks since Siamang gibbons Sam and Sasak moved to a temporary home at the main gibbon house to allow the maintenance team to give their permanent facility a much-needed renovation. Despite the upheaval, the pair have settled in well and are getting used to their unusual neighbours. Today, primate care staff member Sarah is going to give the Siamangs a seasonal treat: rose hips on the stem. she's hanging them up high to encourage canopy feeding, just as they would in the wild.
It's a perfectly natural enrichment item for them. It's seasonal, so hopefully the Siamangs will like them. It'll get them up high. They'll be able to forage nice and naturally. They're not going to miss them. They're nice and colourful.
Along with the brightly coloured fruit, Sarah has added green beans to today's menu. The pair love the outdoors, and as soon as the slide is opened, they head outside. The colourful fruits immediately attract their attention. Sam is first to inspect them. Realising straight away the rose hips are sweet and tasty, he starts to guzzle them up. Sasak soon follows his lead. The rose hips are a good food source, full of antioxidants such as vitamin C. In the wild, fruit and leaves make up a large part of a Siamang's diet, although they also eat insects and flowers. Today's enrichment is a bit different, because the rose hips come with a prickly problem on the stems, and the Siamang's hands are not best suited to help solve it.
So having the elongated fingers and a really short thumb puts their hands in that lovely hook-like position to move through the trees as quickly as they do, but of course they're not as dexterous in being able to manipulate food items and enrichment items and things like that. The rose hips was a really good idea because they are nice rounded shape, so they can sort of pick off the bits that they want and then hopefully avoid the thorns. This is quite a good lesson to learn for the gibbons of what not to touch and what to touch, because not everything is edible. And I'm sure Sasak found that out today.
The rose hips have proved popular, and the green beans make an excellent second course. The two Siamangs have settled in their temporary home, and to remind everyone this is now their territory, they start singing. The song is the loudest of all gibbon species and can reach up to 90 decibels. Their large throat sacs inflate, amplifying the sound as they perform duets with complex vocal structures. The male and female have their own parts of the song to sing and form a perfect harmony, demonstrating their strong bonds and letting everyone know Sam and Sasak are in the house. At the Gibbons Support Building, renovation work has been continuing apace on the indoor areas. The structure and enclosures normally house two pairs of gibbons, Golden Cheeks, Peanut and Pung Yo, and Siamangs, Sam and Sasak. The maintenance team started the project on Sam and Sasak's side of the house, with the pair moving temporarily to the main gibbon complex. That left Peanut and Pung Yo on their side, where they've been able to observe all the goings-on, and plenty has changed. The windows of the Siamang's playroom have been replaced, which wasn't an easy job. The poles are gone, replaced with more natural trees and branches, which would be more challenging and interesting for the gibbons.
Would it put too much pressure on that, your end?
Your angle, the angle on that, okay.
With the Siamang half of the house complete, the team moved on to next door, Peanut and Pung Yo's quarters.
To save a load of stress, especially for Peanut and Pung Yo, we moved them across to the Siamang side of the house so that work could then be done on their original playroom, get some new branching up, some new flooring, new hosing, everything, just to fix everything up, make it a bit more natural. Yeah, and now the plan is to move them back across and give them run of the whole house.
The primate care staff have just finished the final touches, and Peanut and Pung Yo are about to return to their original space.
Good girl. Not there quite yet, hang on.
Ali opens up the slides. The two golden-cheeked gibbons will need to move from the Siamang playroom, through a bedroom, and then into their own brand new playhouse. The pair seize the opportunity, heading straight into the playroom. There's lots of excited, happy sounds from both gibbons as they start to explore.
I haven't heard Peanut make noises like that before. She was really excited. Pungyo as well, he was squealing at the same level as Peanut, which was just really cool to see. It's like a behaviour we've never really seen before from him. So, yeah, it was really nice.
Work is continuing on their outdoor enclosure, so the natural trees and branching inside are a good temporary substitute. And the room is large enough for the pair to brachiate as they move around. They've had to spend time together in a smaller space in recent weeks, and it seems to have brought the pair closer than ever.
I would say they've rediscovered each other. We're seeing some behaviours that normally we don't have the privilege of seeing, or they just don't like us to know that they get on really well. So we have caught them playing, we have caught them wrestling and like squealing and having a good time with each other. Obviously, as soon as we turn up, they stop. But yeah, we know that that's going on, and it's really nice to see that they're actually enjoying each other's company. Yeah, and it's all going very well.
The next step for the primate care staff is to return the two Siamangs to their home. But for now, Peanut and Pungyo are making the most of all the extra space.
You know, when it all comes to fruition and they move into the room, and then you can just leave them to it, and you know, that's their home now. It's a really nice feeling. I'm chuffed. It's always cool when stuff like this goes well.
It's a cloudy, wet start to the day, but for the gibbon team, it's all systems go. Siamangs Sam and Sasak are about to move back from their temporary accommodation at the main gibbon house to their home at the support building.
Perhaps not ideal weather conditions for it, but fingers crossed that it's got to be done rather sooner than later. So, yeah, fingers crossed they do it.
The bedrooms and playrooms have been completely renovated and transformed. And work is also well underway on the pair's outdoor enclosure too. They'll have plenty of time to enjoy their new indoor surroundings until they can be let back out into the trees. The team have come up with a different plan for moving the pair of Siamangs after they both became stressed when they were moved individually to their temporary home. The team want to avoid this happening again.
We've got a bigger crate that actually fits chimps usually, so that they can both come in at the same time and then travel together, which we're hoping will be a lot less stressful for them.
The staff have been crate training the pair together for the last month, and today it pays off.
Secure?
Yeah.
Nice.
Sam and Sasak are both in the box, and the team makes sure it's safe and secure for the short journey back to their old home.
Yeah, Lee check my locks on the top. Everything's fine, they're both in there.
Oh, that's the other thing, they're both in there.
Everyone got it?
Yeah.
Manoeuvring the heavy crate from the main gibbon house isn't easy. It's normally used for transporting larger primates. The team do their best to make it as smooth as possible to limit the Siamang's stress. It's a good result. It takes less than 20 minutes for the pair to be crated and returned to their home at the support building.
They came into the crate perfectly well. Now it's just lining the crate up with the slide, and hopefully they'll go straight in.
Before I open up, are we happy it's all secure inside?
Correct, they've only got access to the playroom at this point.
Everything's in place. Time to open up.
Oh no, that's good. Yeah, that can just come
I
out.
think they're very eager. 1, 2. Boom. Done.
It's been a textbook operation, and the Siamangs are soon exploring their new playroom. And what a difference they've come home to! It's been totally revamped, with the wooden poles replaced by natural trees and branching, giving the pair more options to move around. Golden-cheeked gibbons Peanut and Pung Yo, who live in the other side of the house, are close by to see their housemates return. Sarah is pleased with how well the move has gone.
They're doing really well, actually. The playroom's finished, the bedroom's finished, so they've got a nice new facility to come into. They've got time to get used to it because the enclosure's not quite finished yet. There's still a bit of maintenance work to be done there, so it's ideal time for them to get used to the new surroundings, and I'll keep coming to check on them periodically just to make sure that they are calm.
Hopefully, it won't be long before all the work is completed, and Sam and Sasak can also return to their wonderful outdoor forest enclosure and swing through the trees once more. It's been a long time coming, but today Siamang gibbons Sam and Sasak are being allowed back into their wonderful tree-filled enclosure. The primate care staff and the maintenance team are doing the final checks and a bit of last-minute TLC. It's been 9 long months since the Siamang pair last swung through the trees here. In that time, their indoor playroom area and bedrooms have also been renovated. Sam and Sasak moved back into their indoor space 3 months ago and have been enjoying the benefits of their new facilities. But the atrocious winter and early spring weather delayed the renovation of their outdoor enclosure, until now. When they get outside, Sam and Sasak will find many of the old ropes and hosing have been replaced. The fence line and stream have been fixed, and their pulley feeders have also been moved to different areas. It'll give the Siamangs plenty to explore.
We've sort of let the enclosure go a little bit wild to a degree. The lichen and the moss has grown on the trees and on some of the older ropes and things like that, so they're going to have to use their brains really to manoeuvre around the enclosure and relearn everything that's changed. They'd had it all mapped out in their heads over the years, and it's a great thing that we do at the park. We try and change the enclosures every so often just to keep them on their toes a little bit.
The enclosure is all set, and Sarah opens the slide to allow the Siamang pair out. Sasak is first, straight onto the ropes, and an impressive tightrope walk across to the trees. Sam isn't far behind, like his mate, heading up high to the tree canopy. The space is very familiar to them, but the changes mean the pair will have to learn new ways of moving around the enclosure, familiarising themselves with the new ropes and planning new routes.
Amazing, they're out, they're up high, they're together, they're checking out all areas of the enclosure. They have had a look at the river, don't seem fazed by it, which is a good sign. Sass is a little bit wobbly on some of the new rope that's been put in, but that's only going to build her muscles up even better. And yeah, they're just trying to work out how to get to that pulley feeder where their breakfast is, because of course it's all a little bit different in there now. So this will take them a while to get used to it, but pleased.
Sam and Sasak seem happy to be back in the trees. After a cautious start, testing the flexibility of the branches and ropes, they've found their feet and their confidence has grown, and they finally made it across to the pulley feeder.
They do seem happy, they're nice and content. Once they've perhaps had their breakfast and had their explore of the enclosure, then they'll hopefully get together and start singing, which is what I'm really looking forward to.
Back in the UK at the park's gibbon complex, primate care staff member Sarah is giving Paul, an agile gibbon, and his companion Kitty, the park's only Lar gibbon, breakfast with a challenge.
We've got some dried raisins, apricots, figs, and some cashew nuts, something that they don't have very often, so this will be a really, really nice treat. for them. We were putting them in these suspended feeders, and these things are really great because they're suspended on this rope off the ground, which is where gibbons live. They are movable so that the gibbons can maneuver them like that, so all the treats should sort of fall out of the holes. I'll pop a little bit of peanut butter around the holes just to an extra enticement, and hopefully it's going to keep them occupied for hours.
Gibbons aren't known for their problem-solving skills, so getting the balance right is essential. Too hard and the pair may boycott the puzzle altogether. Too easy and it could all be over in a flash. The slide to the outdoor area is opened and Kitty dashes through. She immediately spots the tube feeders and heads across to investigate. Attaching the feeders to ropes makes accessing them a little tricky. But gibbons have great balance and are experts at hanging from the most insubstantial support. After considering the problem for a moment, Kitty looks for something a little less complicated. Paul shows more determination. Gibbons have highly agile feet, and he uses one to steady the feeders while rotating them. It doesn't work. So, still hanging on with one long arm, he gives the feeders a shake. Despite being different species, this pair get on well together.
Paul and Kitty, they are our odd couple in the park. So in the wild, gibbons would pair up in a male-female pair, and at the park we try and copy that by pairing up our gibbons. So we don't actually have another Lar gibbon or another Agile gibbon, so tried Paul and Kitty together and they seem to work fine. They aren't actually a mated pair as such. They're more brother and sister kind of relationship. They sort of occupy the same space. They might have a little play every so often, but generally Paul will be an outside boy. He likes to go and have a sing-song and watch the public and display and check out the orangutans across the way. Kitty, on the other hand, she's very much an inside lady. She is quite people-focused, so she does tend to spend a lot of the time in the house, especially when the keepers are in there cleaning. She likes to keep an eye on us. She is quite judgmental, so she has her favourite people and she has people that she doesn't like, and she'll let you know which category you fall into.
Gibbons, like humans, are apes. But unlike chimpanzees, gorillas and orangutans, which are known as great apes, gibbons are smaller in stature and described as lesser apes. There are 20 different species of gibbon recognised in the wild. They're arboreal primates, living high up in the tree canopy and rarely coming to the ground.
They have long, slender fingers and a small thumb so that they can hook onto branches. Their longer arms and then their short, powerful legs propel them into this swinging motions called brachiation. They can move up to speeds of 34 miles per hour, which is the equivalent of a galloping racehorse. So they are actually the fastest ape on the planet.
The gibbons at the park are encouraged to display this natural behaviour, with plenty of trees and ropes to brachiate between. Paul finally works out how to access the tube feeders, using his strong teeth to remove the lid. He rummages through the straw-filled tube to find the hidden nuts and seeds. Gibbons may not be the best problem solvers, but today's challenge was pitched just right for Paul and Kitty, and they used their long fingers to reach the food treats inside. They've also had a good workout, using their brains and strength to earn their breakfast.